Hello, and welcome to my series on why poison control's data system can miss cases like Kipley's, and why that should concern you. I want to add that part of the issue here is that poison control is not properly funded. They have experienced many budget cuts, and it is a problem. While a lot of people know poison control by their consultative services, I think that there's another aspect of poison control that does not get discussed enough, and it should. And that is poison control's toxicosurveillance system. This toxicosurveillance system is very important, and it acts as a bioterrorism alarm. I'm trying not to get bananaed here. But there are limitations to this data registry. So in March 2022, this paper was published. It's called The Poisoning of Big Data Using Large Data Registries for Research in Toxicology. What they talk about here in this study are the strengths and limitations of the findings that are based on the data that's coming from the National Poison Data System. While the National Poison Data System is important, we need to remember that datasets with large volumes and high frequency of observations, frequently referred to as big data, are prone to errors, omission, and bias, particularly when the final studied populations are small. They ask, how do we in the toxicology community interpret these studies? And I think that that's something that clinicians need to consider as well. You have no idea how many people have stated to me, oh, well, what happened to Kipley is rare. The truth is, we don't know that. We don't know how many kids there are that are like Kipley that have been poisoned by water beads out there right now. Calls to poison control are voluntary. Physicians are not mandated to call and report to poison control after a toy product is found in a child. Additionally, a lot of the data that is important for clinical study often ends up in non-standardized free text areas. While the people who enter the information from phone calls submitted to poison control are given training, they're given training and coding practices, but that training does not always include the non-standardized areas, and it's up to the individual poison centers to ensure oversight and quality control of their data. Thus, the information that's put in there can have errors, omissions. So that information that's collected there can have inappropriate inclusions, omissions, and can be affected by bias. Ironically, exposures managed by independent or non-participating toxicology consulting services may not actually even make it into the registries. Now, what does that have to do with cases like Kipley? I'll tell you in part 3.